Hotel. Welcome to Journey in the Self. I'm your host, Sarah. We titled the show Journey in the Self for a purpose, and that purpose is the fact that all of us individually are on a journey back to knowing who we are. That we are spirit and we are one with spirit. Throughout millennia, we've had sages and throughout the world in different cultures who have taught the path back to the inner knowing of who we are. And those traditions have come down to us. They've been lost and recovered, seemingly lost, because throughout the millennia, you've had different keepers, different sages or elders throughout the different cultures and traditions who have been keepers of the sacred wisdom of that culture. The ultimate objective of all the different paths are the same, and they're designed to get us to the same place, but there are different paths and different methods to achieve the same objective. Early on in my spiritual journey, I had a debate with a Catholic priest who asked me what was my religion, and I pointed out to him that my answer to him was all. And the reason I said all, I explained to him, was that all the different religions represent different paths to the same truth. That we can take, for instance, if we were going downtown Los Angeles, we could take the 405 to the 10, or we could take the 5 to the 110, or we could take the 170 to the 110. But what route we took was irrelevant. What really mattered was whether we got to our destination. That ended that debate. So, in consistency with our objective in Journey into Self, we wanted to provide you the opportunity to go on in an exploration to learn about how to connect with ourselves, how to transcend the lower self and ascend into our higher self. And the guest that we have tonight is organizing a retreat, Brother Juan Martinez. He, along with his partner, Silvio, are organizing a retreat with some elders in the Tulum area, the sacred area of Tulum in Mexico, with priests and shamans who are the keepers of the ancient traditions of that region. Tulum is a sacred place. And there will be a retreat that's going to be held this summer that will be designed to go through a number of different rituals and practices that are designed to help us to get in tune with our inner selves. And so, with no further ado, let me introduce our guest, Brother Juan Martinez. How are you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good, Sarah. Thank you for having me tonight.
It was a pleasure. You know, when I first when I first met you, I always felt, connection. Sometimes when you meet people, there's a, unspoken, connection. You don't necessarily know why, but, there's some, a bit of a soul connection. So, little did you know, that we're on the same path spiritually as well. And, I had no idea that this was something that you're into. So tell me a bit about your own spiritual journey, and then we can go into the retreat that you and your partner have planned, and what that has in store for those who are interested in
Yeah.
attending.
Yes. I can go into a little bit about what and how I got involved into the spiritual retreats and just getting into your inner spirit, inner soul. I just been, throughout the years I've been, involved in attending events, just doing some searching, and then also back in Mexico, this, all these ceremonies are really, ancient, and a lot of people are starting to get more involved. It was last for a little bit, and now people are getting more into nature, into finding themselves, and they just attending those events, making you realize, what we are, not just physically, but within our soul and the spirit, and like you said, we, without knowing, when you're meeting people, you have the connection, and you don't realize it until later on you find out you have some things in common, and spiritual things in common, and that's how we we can find the path, and that's how a lot of people are trying to find themselves and cure themselves, because it's not just about just finding yourself and feeling good about within your body and your mind and your soul, but with also there is a lot of medicinal practices that we're going to talk about pretty soon. They're ancient, and those people, they are still practicing those rituals and curing people. They devoted themselves their whole life to do these kind of rituals. As a young age, they've been chosen to do these kinds of rituals and ceremonies, and and it's a lifetime dedication that they devoted to do these things, and they have spiritual powers, and they can heal people spiritually, and also with illnesses. So that's how, that's pretty much how I've been involved in it, and so me and my partner, we a good friend of mine, I known him for over 30 years. He has his share in his experiences, and we decided to do this retreat to help people, and help them heal, and all those things that I talked about, just helping realize within themselves, and becoming one, and also becoming part of the earth, and water, fire, all of those elements that they doing these rituals and the ceremonies, that you become more in tune, and um, and then you pretty much become it's a lifetime experience. It's a once in a lifetime experience, and you become the better you after these events, these ceremonies.
Yeah, it is important that we have the opportunity to engage in practices and rituals that are designed to awaken ourselves into how we are. And as you mentioned, it seems that the elders take a holistic approach to doing so, uh, both with spiritual rituals and some herbs, uh, cleansing, sound healing, and things like that. Uh, and it's important that holistic approach is the means, because we know that our nutrition has an effect upon our health, and depending upon the nature of the foods that we eat, it can either aid us in our path, or it can impede us, by slowing our vibration. There's certain foods that help to raise our vibration and keep our vibrations high, and there are also foods that also slow our rate of vibration. As I was going through the material, brother Juan, I saw that the material mentioned that Dr. Sabi had studied with some of these individuals, and learned some of the different methods, and nutritional methods in particular, to which he brought to the United States in terms of his nutritional teachings and products. Could you elaborate a little bit about that?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, these medicines, like I said, they've been, we had them for centuries, and they've been practicing pretty much now all over the world. It started, they like, for example, the hickory, which is the peyote. That plant is a cactus plant in the region in the north of Mexico, and back in long time ago, it was Texas, in the northern area. That's where this plant, it was discovered, and and it went into the United States, and like now it's all over the world, and in other herbs, and people are just becoming more aware of the things that they can do, like the cleanse. It can cleanse your body. It can heal a lot of wounds, mentally, a lot of trauma that you had in the past. So it's just a lot of experience, and people sharing these techniques, and it's just been passed along generations, and it's just now getting more and more popularity, and people are realizing that it can help you in many different ways. There's there's a lot of studies, and we're gonna talk about in a minute, for each of the ceremonies, each of the healings that we have, that we're gonna offer, and there's a lot of studies that are done, with those herbs, just the different effects it has in your body, and and can heal a lot of things. So
Indeed. Yes, there are, by cleansing, it helps us to be able to move the energy through us and remove some of the blocks that prevent energy from being able to flow within us. And I saw also that meditation is an important part of the retreats, which is, I think, very key. That's one of the things that we talk about often on the show. We promote meditation because it's meditation that helps us to gain a control over our minds. And control over the mind is extremely important, because if we don't have control over our minds, we can easily descend into dis-ease. Right? And
yeah,
so a negative mindset, or allowing ourselves to fall into negative emotions, could end up also having an adverse effect on our physical state. And so that's why it's important that with the nutrition and the meditation, that those things work together.
yeah. So each of the ceremonies, they all start with meditation. Because yes, you have to be in the right state of mind, and you have to be relaxed, and then also with the right chanting, the right sound. For example, one of the ceremonies, combination of the cacao ceremony with sound healing. Sound healing is really powerful, because of the element, level and the impact, that has. I'll give you an example. When you have your nails screeching on the chalkboard, that sets like your teeth, and raises your hair in the back of your neck, right?
Right.
And then when you have a loud crash, that you jump in fear, but when you are next to the ocean, and the waves, and the sound of the waves, that is smoother, it's a smooth sound, it's just the ease. So just different sounds, it's psychological and biochemical reaction with your body and minds, right? They sync together with the vibration of the sound. The sound healing aims the channel, which it powers the sound vibration for, in relaxing and healing. So it's really powerful that, when each ritual we have a meditation, and also, the correct chanting and the correct, sounds. Each of the ceremonies, they have different chantings, different sounds, because it gives different vibration in your body, depending on the result the shamans are trying to give, depending on the ceremony. So they have different, in one ceremony they do 4 different. In the hickory ceremony, they do 4 different chantings, because it gives different vibration, different, so your body responds different to the medicine. So when you're taking the herbs, the sound affects the way the medicine affects your body. So it has to be the correct melody and the correct sound. And they've been, like I said, they've been doing this for centuries, and so they were little, and they devoted their whole life to this, so they're experts on how how the sound affects your body, how the meditation affects your body, and in the healing purposes of each of the ceremonies. They have a different, different types of healing, different types of melody, different types of sound. So, yeah.
Fantastic. So, do you know what the tradition is of the shamans, and how far it goes back to, and what culture, what ancient culture developed these practices?
So yes, it goes back. It goes back centuries. We don't know a specific, like the years, but it goes back centuries. And there's different regions in Mexico, different tribes, right? So the shamans, and there's the Wakaramen, and they have different, different regions. They have different names and different tribes. So, but they all go back centuries, and that's how they, each of the region have, master certain ceremonies. For example, in southern, in the Tulum, Cancun area, they master the temazcal, the hickory, and then the northern part of Mexico, they're more focused also on the hickory, but they do different chantings, so it's just, it's kind of related, this is kind of similar, the way they do the ceremonies, but the end goal is the same. But they're, the experts on different ceremonies. But it goes back centuries, and there's so many different tribes that they all have their own unique chanting, and the way they do the ceremonies, like they do in Peru, and the more more popular, there are a lot of people know about the one in Mexico. So yeah, it just goes back centuries, and and so what they do is they get chosen, right? Their elders, they get chosen since they're little, and they go to training, and there's a tradition that they have to do to pick let's talk about hickory. So that's peyote. It takes it's once a year, right? And they prepare the whole year for the ceremony, just to go and search for the plant. They have to be on a strict diet, no sexual encounters or anything like that. They have to be like 100%, devoted to their purpose, and doing rituals, and just preparing themselves to just go and look for the plant. And they become in tune, for because the plant is the blue deer. The blue deer represents the god, and represents the plant. And so when you have when you're doing the ceremony and you're drinking the plant, you're drinking the blue deer blood, which is, you're becoming one with, you're becoming linked with the gods. And that's how the ceremony is. It's like 12 hours, the ceremony, when you're doing the hickory. Prior to that, they had to prepare, the chaman. They had to prepare the whole year to just go and find the plant. And it's just, they're devoted, 100% to this, this because they've been chosen. It's not because they, yes, they want to do it, but they were chosen by the elders, and it's a whole experience that they have to go through every year just to prepare themselves for a great culture. And when that happens, they come to the cities or where they like the ceremonies that we're putting together. Um, they've been preparing for the whole year just to come and do these rituals for the people that are going to attend the ceremonies.
Mm. So it sounds like these rituals and practices are ancient and go way back before the Europeans came, before the
Yes,
Spanish conquest.
yes. This goes to before this. Yes, before the Spain came. The Mayans were doing these rituals way before that. So that's how ancient these rituals are, and then people are just keeping them alive, and they know how powerful they are. Um, when they're done by, somebody you know, they actually know what they're doing and they've been doing it for centuries, and it's not just somebody they learn how to do it by themselves, and no, these people are, they've been doing it for centuries. So yes, it's way before um, the Spaniards came to America. So and so the history is from the Mayas is pretty much where everything began.
Mm-hmm.
Those rituals, um, and there's different names for different rituals. Like the Temascal, it has a name in the language, in the native Nahuatl. It's called Temascali, um, and also in the Aztec language, there's different words for each of the plants. So yeah, this goes back centuries, thousands of years.
Yeah, definitely has to be thousands of years. I've done a lot of study recently, and from the information that I've come upon, it shows that North and South America are much more ancient than the history books would have us believe, and that the North and South America is actually the true old world, and there are remnants and artifacts that indicate that the humanity and life was extant here in North and South America long before anywhere else.
Yeah,
That are ancient artifacts that are dated way back to like 300,000 years, or even beyond that. So it's really important to note that these traditions rather have been able to come down to us, despite all of the conquests that have occurred, and uh, the genocide that has occurred, that these shamans and priests have been able to maintain the culture and bring these things down to us, that we can practice them today.
yeah, yes, yeah. This is goes back centuries, and you're right. There's evidence that they show the Mayans and the Aztecs. You know, they were in civilization way before other civilizations. So and the central Mexico, that's where the Aztec were, and then the south there were the Mayans. So the shamans come from central Mexico, in the coast, the Gulf of Mexico, and now they have the name of Maracame, or shamans. Those are the two different, that mean the same thing. Maracame and shamans, they mean the same thing as holding religion ceremonies. And those are the people, they perform these rituals with, with the blue deer. The blue deer represents the sun, the god of the sun, and they try to, well, they do the ceremonies by, with representing the peyote, and drinking the blood of the blue deer, and that's how you get connected with the earth. And then we can talk more a little bit about the different ceremonies that we have and that we do. One of them is the hickory, which is peyote. In that ceremony takes, the process of the ceremony takes 12 hours. So you start with, meditation, and then chanting. They do different chantings, like I mentioned earlier. And throughout the process, there's different ways that you can take the plant. You can, as powder, or you can drink. You can make it in a drink. It has a better flavor. But you go into in a stage where the plants start taking effect, and you start hallucinating, and you start your taste start changing, and your colors start changing, and the maracame, they start with the chanting, and they guide you. They're telling you how to process the experience, how to connect your your body and your mind, with the earth, and so you become one. You become the earth in the ceremony, and and they have different techniques that they use, so that anything in the past that you had before, it was a trauma, it was it was stuck in your mind, it was it's a bad experience, it gets rid of that. With the different techniques that they do, and they teach you how to how to get rid of those bad experiences. You literally end up at the end of the rituals, without those bad experiences. The feeling is that all the baggage that you had, all the troubles that you had, they get eliminated, and then you feel free. You become you pretty much reborn. That's how the process is. You are reborn, and by drinking the blue deer's blood, which is in this represent the plant, but it's a once in a lifetime experience. And the other the other ceremony that we perform is the cacao ceremony. The cacao ceremony is, that one goes along with sound healing at the same time. There's 4 different songs that they perform while this ceremony is being performed. And then the cacao ceremony is pretty much about cleansing your body, and deep healing, and clarity, and blessing, blessing your body and others. And there's a way that you prepare yourself with with the sound and drinking the cacao. Everybody is in it's kind of like you doing meditation, you're doing yoga, and you have it's just gonna be a small group, and then you start drinking the cacao, and then with the chanting and the sound, it starts affecting your body a certain way where you start feeling calm, you start just cleansing and transforming your body, communicating with nature and all the elements, you become one. And that's how people start just being in harmony and just clearing your mind and just all bad beliefs, and then just you end up being being free again.
So it sounds like the process that the people who would attend would go through would with the shamans would facilitate not only physical but emotional healing, and
Yes.
those things end up working together between the herbal medicines, the sound healing, and then the clearing of the emotional barriers and the pain and trauma. But going back to what I was saying about the holistic healing process, that it covers all those areas.
Yes. Yeah. It's not just it's not just physical, but it's emotional and trauma. In different ceremonies they do different things, right? So we have another ceremony as the Temazcal. That is, it's kind of like you're in a sauna, and again there's hot stones and they burn this herb, and it start purifying your body. So with the songs and the chanting that they do, it starts healing your body, and it's all with the sounds, and the herbs, the smells, and they heal with not the shaman. They heal with the songs, with the chanting, and with the herbs together. So different songs mean different things. Different chantings mean different things. It's like medicine. You take certain medicine for certain illnesses. It's the same thing. They have different chantings for different things, and how to heal how to heal your body. So they ask questions. They go kind of one by one around the circle inside the dome, and they they start performing the ritual, and people can feel the chanting that they're doing, the smells, and it's just a different experience, and they they end up at the end of the ritual just feeling feeling liberated, feeling like like belong in earth, and they can they can feel more, they can taste more, they have more more sensitivity than what they did before, and they feel like they got liberated.
And I think you mentioned you feel more oneness with the earth and everything around us.
Yes, correct. Yes, and then one of the other. So we do the hickory, the sound healing, temazcal, and the cacao. And each day, we do one ceremony. So we prepare ourselves and our body, you
Mm.
know, the day before for the ceremonies. You gotta eat the right food, drink the right drinks in meditation, before and after. The most important ceremony is the hikari. So all the other ceremonies, they're gonna prepare you for the last ceremony, which is gonna be the hikari.
Mhm.
Because it's the most powerful, and the one has the most effect. Besides the other ones, they do their own job, but this one is just preparing you for the last, for the main, for the more powerful ceremony, which that one is an all night ceremony.
Mhm.
You go through like I said, it's 12 hours, where you under the earth, and it's you don't feel that you're tired, even though you've been up all night, doing the ceremony and singing and interacting, and it's like you're in a different world, right? So your mind and your body is just having this experience, like no other. And that's why a lot of people, they go through these retreats. They they uh, they tell everybody, they tell their friends that, because you know once you go through an experience like this, and you feel like like you're reborn. You feel different, you feel better, you want to tell other people, and you want them to have the same experience, because people have past traumas, and just different troubles that they had in their life, and they want to get, and they're always there, right? You forget about them for a little bit, but they're always in the back of your mind.
Mhm.
And with all these rituals, you get rid of those.
Awesome. So you mentioned, well, before I ask that question, I wanted to make note of the location that the rituals will be in, the retreat and the rituals will be held at. And it's a place I've had the opportunity to visit myself. And so it's going to be held in Tulum, which is a sacred site that has temples. I think there's also a pyramid there. Would you talk about um, the
Location?
the sacred nature of Tulum,
Yeah.
and where exactly the retreat will be held?
Yes. So yes, Tulum has ruins, pyramids, so it's sacred. So the energy there is powerful. That's why a lot of ceremonies are performed in that region, because of the energy. There's a high energy, and with the ocean with the ocean, and just the energy there's in the region, it helps the healing process. And where the retreat is being held is in an island in Tulum, where it's a sanctuary. So there is no buildings, there's no construction, there's no roads. It's just an island. It's a beautiful, peaceful property. It's a big property, big house with a lot of rooms, and right on the beach. And being in that region, and also the island being a sanctuary, so that that enhances the the rituals and the ceremony, because the energy is more, there's more energy in the area, because you don't have construction that they disrupt the energy. So and it's a gorgeous place. It's like you say, you've been there before, so how Tulum, how beautiful it is. But this island is breathtaking, and that is just another thing to add on top of the ceremonies. Just waking up on on a beautiful beach, beautiful white sand beach, and just different colors of water, turquoise colors, and it just you can feel relaxed just by waking up. Even if you haven't done anything, if you just got there and you just open your eyes and you just feel the energy, and you see the scenery. It just with that alone, it makes you calm. Now imagine having all the rituals on top of that. It's just once in a lifetime experience.
Well, absolutely, because that's a sacred location, and it's likely that the ancient shamans did their rituals at that very location. So,
Correct.
location would have naturally a high vibration, just because of the history
Yeah.
of the practices that.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, because of just the area that that's where the ancestors perform the rituals, because it's sacred, and it just enhances their powers, and their healing powers. So that's why you know they keep doing it there. They keep the government is just keeping that area, the whole area, sacred, because of the reasons. They want to keep it like that, and then have the energy, stay there, and keep healing people.
Awesome. Also, I would want to ask you. You alluded to this a little bit earlier about how people need to prepare themselves um, for the rituals and eat right. Uh, would it be important for people who are about to attend the retreat? Would they need to change their diet going into, and how much in advance should they do so before they attend the ritual?
Um, normally we recommend to eat good, right? To eat healthy, just you don't have to change, extreme, your diet. You can, obviously just just do some healthy eating, before that, maybe a week or so. We're gonna have a chef there, the whole 5 days. The retreat is 5 days. So we're gonna have chefs that are gonna, get all the meals, and have the right diet, and have the right, just prepare you for, each of the rituals, because you don't want to eat. You just, you want to eat healthy, right? You want to eat light. You want to eat healthy. Fruits, vegetables, and certain types of food. Not a lot of steak, and just more greens and things like that. So no, you don't have to change your diet drastically, because we're gonna have chefs there. They're gonna take care of that for you, and then we're gonna have we'll have a whole itinerary, and a menu, and so that's gonna be taken care of. And you don't have to do that before a retreat, is a ceremony, like weeks ahead. it's okay if you can, if you only do it a couple days or a week. It doesn't change a lot, but just on the days of the ceremonies, yes, because it's impairment of the way that we do the rituals. You have certain food. That's why we have the chefs to prepare the meals, certain meals every day.
Awesome. So, for those who would be interested in attending the retreat, could you give us, some of the logistics and, you know, how people get more information, uh, when it's going to be held, and
Yes,
and how they can sign up?
yes. So so the retreat, the dates are July 18 through the 22nd. And pretty much everything's included. The only thing that is not included is the flight. And what's included in the retreat is transportation. We will pick up the people from the airport, drop them off, and there is meals provided the 5 days. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All beverages are included, and there is also tours that we're gonna provide to the ruins of Tulum and cenotes. And then we're gonna have also massages there. So we're gonna have a lot of things besides the ceremonies. Excursions. We're gonna go take them to Tulum, to take a tour in Tulum, and also, yeah, like I said, the ruins. So where they can find is I can share the website. I can share the website where they can go in and get information and register. Is Tulum, Mexico Retreats.com. And also I'll send you that information, and you can post it on your social media platforms. And if they wanna call, they can call the number. Let me get the number. 385-853-8137. And also they can email us at tulumwellnessretreat@gmail.com. So that's how they can contact us, and we'll be happy to help you and register for the event.
And then, what is the cost for the retreat, and what are the payment options?
Yes, so the cost for the retreat is $4,500 per person, and like I said, this is an exclusive retreat. This is limited only to 30, 40 people. And the reason we did that is because it's a different experience. When you have, big groups of 100, 200 people, it's different energy, different experience. So we wanted to do this more, more exclusive, so that people can get the full experience, because it's different. It's different experience when it's more intimate, more, more. It's just better when you have a small group than a big group, and you can feel the energy, and you connect with people better, and it's all around. The energy is better when you do an intimate, more small gathering. And so the payment plans are, we're gonna have financial available, and then you can email us or call us, and then we'll be able to give you more information on the payment plan. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm very glad that you worked with your partner to organize this retreat, and I think it is important for us to engage in the ancient practices that our ancestors have put forth and have kept those traditions alive for us to be able to partake in those to help to facilitate our spiritual awakening. And so I'm really pleased to see that you were able to organize such a wonderful opportunity for everyone. And I would highly encourage anyone who's listening to sign up and take part in this unique experience, because I think it will be a great benefit for those who are seriously on a spiritual journey. As Brother Juan mentioned, is a great healing opportunity for people to use the sacred medicines for cleansing all the energy centers, and to engage in practices that are help us to tune ourselves and to get in tune with nature, and become realize the oneness that we share with everything in nature. So I wanted to thank you for putting this together, and also for being the guest on the show, and for educating us on all the benefits of the retreats, and everything is going to be offered. And it sounds like just a wonderful program.
Yeah, and there's a question that just came on. Somebody's asking, so I have a question regarding the rituals, which may have been designed to address issues and modalities that were more common during the age era. How effective are these rituals addressing trauma, induced issues in today's modern era, where the source of the traumatic event might be related to computer, media, or even bioweapon? Yes. So it's it's even though it's a new era, the brain, the brain doesn't recollect the specific. You might remember a certain year, but what the brain works is when you have a bad experience, right? The brain only remembers that bad experience, and when you try to remember good things that happen to you, you don't remember as much as a bad experience. So it doesn't recognize if it was, 10 years ago, or or 100 years ago. It does in some way, but it doesn't. That's why when you try to remember something that happened, a long time ago, you might say, "Oh, it happened like maybe 5 years ago, but I'm not sure." So it's because the brain doesn't, it doesn't, retain that information. So the way the rituals are performed now, and then there was 100 years ago, it has the same effect, because the trauma in the brain is the same, right? It has the same effect. So it could be from from computer, from gaming, from bullying, for for all types of traumas, in the social media nowadays. It has the same effects, right? It makes you feel bad. It makes you cry, like it did 100 years ago. It makes you bad. It makes you sad. It makes you cry. So that's why those rituals, they still have an effect, even though we're in modern days, because it's still the brain that has the same the same effect, the same issues. It has the same feelings, and so those rituals help get rid of those bad experiences, and the sadness, the depression, and it doesn't matter if it was 100 years ago or it was now. It can still be effective because of those, the way the brain works. It still works at this day.
Awesome. I was going to ask another question about something more recent in terms of, as Brother Jamal mentioned, bioweapons, but I won't, because if I do, it might get censored. So.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Let's keep it. Let's keep it. Let's not get canceled.
So I want to thank you, brother Juan, for joining us on the show and for sharing the information about the retreat. And I'm going to, once I post I'll go ahead and post the website on the post for the show, and then when I put the recording up, I'll also post it up there. So, for anyone who's interested in attending the retreat or learning more information, you can go to check my Facebook page and visit the website.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you the number and all the information where people can reach us and get more information.
Excellent. So again, thank you for joining us on the show and sharing, with us this very exciting, uplifting opportunity. Everyone participating. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. So, I encourage you to check this out and contact Juan, and if it is at all possible for you to attend, I highly encourage you to do so. Thank you, everyone, for listening in the Journey in the Self, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, if not next week. What's that?
Okay. Thank you.